that and shift our focus to some big breaking news that's coming in now. Air India's chief of operations has come out and laid down the law after the traumatizing experience of one of their passengers. Now, in the letter, Air India COO has given guidelines for how should unruly behavior be handled by the airline. He has also highlighted the standards expected when one flies Air India. For more on this, let's cut across to my colleague Arunil, who's joining me live on the broadcast. Arunil, good afternoon. This, of course, the reaction, of course, has come in, but take us through the key pointers and the guidelines as to how, he has really spoken about the unruly behavior should be handled by the airline.
Air India basically swings into damage control mode, we can say. The reason for that is two crucial letters being written by top bosses of Air India. One is by the CEO, Campbell Wilson. Another is by the Chief of Operations, that is Captain R.S. Sandhu, beg your pardon. The first letter, we'll touch upon it. The letter by the CEO of Air India, basically Campbell Wilson, it mentions about the fact, it has been mentioned in that letter, basically giving out a diktat to the employees, basically the crew members as well as the onboard pilots and stewards, telling them that any kind of unruly behavior that is happening, they should report it immediately to the law enforcement agencies and not try to settle the matter at any cost. And also in that letter, it has been written that whilst the story is more complicated than it has been reported. So basically the top boss here is trying to say that the way media has been reporting the story, there is more to it. A kind of attempt, this can be seen as an attempt by the Air India boss to tell his employees, tell his crew members that we are exactly not at fault. But as per the heart-wrenching letter that the senior citizen lady, the victim in this case, has written, it clearly looks like Air India is in fault over here, and that is why DGCA has asked for a detailed report from Air India. Now, coming to the other letter that Mr. Captain R.S. Sandhu has written, basically he's the chief of operations. He has written a letter to the main operation team, which will be communicating the same thing to the crew members on board. 5 points have been discussed over here in that letter. Second point, if one has to go through it, be assertive while dealing with disruptive or unruly guests and do not accept any unsocial behavior. Identify the potential disruption and communicate to CS and keep PIC informed. PIC here is piloting command, CS is customer support. Follow laid down procedure of handing over the disruptive guests to regulatory authorities on arrivals. Ensure that all guests behave in a manner which is conducive to the comfort of guests and do not disturb other guests. So all these guidelines have been laid out by the top bosses of Air India. However, the big question here is that these guidelines, if they were laid out and communicated properly to the crew members right from the start, then this kind of harrowing experience that this elderly woman faced on this long-haul flight from New York to New Delhi would not have happened. And also, we have been seeing that how the main accused in this case, Mr. Shankar Mishra, has gone incommunicado. He's gone untraceable with respect to the Delhi police that has been investigating. If the matter was brought to light to the CISF or the law enforcement agencies on the ground only, then proper action could have been taken and this man could have been apprehended there only.
Absolutely, Arunil. I appreciate you joining us on the broadcast and breaking down all those important points for us also in terms of, where the investigations